It has been a crazy week. You know, we had, for anybody following the socials, mostly Twitter, because I've been kind of going off on it on Twitter. You know, Halloween night had the release of something that we were all looking very forward to. It had looked like it might be something really good, and that was Silent Hill Ascension. Now, Silent Hill Ascension, when it was first announced, nobody even knew what it was. It's like, is it a game? It doesn't necessarily sound like a game, but they didn't elaborate on what it was until a little bit later. Later on, we found out that with references to the Netflix series Bandersnatch, that it was going to be a interactive kind of a story. Now, we didn't know if that meant more like a Telltale's game or more like a choose-your-own-adventure like Netflix Bandersnatch, but it was described as something that was going to be choice-driven every day, for that matter, by the community, and was going to be a way that everybody could come together and shape the Silent Hill canon going forward. And honestly, what they had shown and talked about sounded mildly optimistic. You know, it definitely sounded ambitious. It sounded like they were trying to take it seriously, and they really wanted to bring something new and unique to the table. Like, it was going to be a studio coming in with something that was going to be completely different than anything else out there, and it was going to be really special. So I was letting myself get a little bit excited for it. A lot of people I know were pretty happy to hear that the things that they had to say about it, all the interviews, the little bits of video we saw, thought it was going to be maybe something okay. Maybe not something great, but at least something cool to watch and enjoy. Well, Halloween night of all nights to do this, in many places right before Halloween ended, and if you were out of the United States, it probably aired on November 1st for you, which kind of kills the launch thing. Really don't know why they picked Halloween to debut it. It really should have been like, you know, the weekend of Halloween. Halloween weekend would have been much more appropriate for that. But in any case, they released it. I watched the first episode. Now, it took a while to get in there because you go to the site and it was kind of broken. I think their servers were taking a pretty big hit. They didn't anticipate how many people were there to watch it. And if some of the messages that they tweeted out are to be believed, they had millions of people watching, which I completely agree with, that that's probably an honest statement, that they probably did have millions of people watching. It was hugely anticipated. It was free, so no one had to pay for it. And it was something that was pretty high on the radar for a lot of horror fans. Well, I watched that first episode, and it was by far the biggest piece of I have seen in a long time. You know, it was like, I have such a hard time even finding words for this. It was so shit. It was so bad on multiple fucking levels of just bad. It wasn't like the story was just bad, because it was. It was hard to understand. And I say that because it jumps from Silent Hill, historically, how many people does Silent Hill usually have in the town? You look at Silent Hill 1, between all the main characters. Maybe I'll forget somebody, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But you had like Harry, the daughter Cheryl, you had Dahlia Gillespie, you had Hoffman, Lisa, and I think that might have been it. There may have been one more, but it's either 5 or 6 people total in the town to make it feel very empty, right? 5 or 6 people. Second game, same thing. You had James, Angela, Maria, Eddie, and Laura. 5 people. I won't keep counting them off, but you get the hint, right? Like, every game, it's always around 6 people, give or take a person or two. Under 10 always, to make the town feel desolate and more creepy. Ascension is just littered with people. There's just people everywhere for no reason. And they switch between these people so much. Like, you'll watch a scene for like, at least on day one, you'll watch a scene 30 seconds, if even that, maybe it was 20 seconds of them talking between this one character and whoever they're talking to. And then it just abruptly cuts and goes to 2 or 3 other people. And then we'll abruptly cut and then go to other people. And it just keeps cutting over and over and over and over again to different people, to where you're just like, man, how many fucking people are in this town? Like, this is ridiculous. So way overpopulated for what it is, which kind of makes me feel like they're taking more of the Silent Hill movie approach, which, if you remember the original Silent Hill movie, they had a lot of people in that town. It's not what it should have been. It's the direction they went, and it wasn't a great direction. But so they got all these people in there. Now, I don't know if in the last episode or so, they've probably introduced even more people, side characters, whatever. But out of all the people I saw that day, not one of them had a decent voice actor. Not one. It was the most shitty, laughable, bad voice acting. It was like voice acting if you were in like elementary school and you went up to a bunch of kids and said, hey, could you read this? And you see a scene, I don't even remember which character's name it was. I guess I didn't care enough to remember their names. But there's this one scene in the first episode. It's like the epitome of how shitty it is, where this woman goes upstairs and I think it's her parents are dead, laying in bed, and she starts crying, a very fake crying. Someone walks up and all of a sudden, dead stop crying, no emotion in the voice. I can't believe they're dead. Just nothing. Just like, not even like a sad or a despair. It was just monotone. So bad. It was so shit. Everybody's voice actor in that game is horrible. And no effort, no nothing. I'm not even sure if it's actual people voice acting or if they have AI doing this shit. I really don't know, because it's bad. It's lifeless. There's nothing to it. The story, again, is awful. It's all over the place. The decisions you have to make are some of the most who gives a fuck questions that you could ask. They bring them up on the screen. Choose one of 3. What do you want them to do? And the whole time I'm sitting there just like, I really don't care. Like, all of these questions are dumb. None of them are good. You know, where are the questions that make you feel like you're in Silent Hill? Like, they're just so, they're like soap opera questions. I feel like I'm watching General Hospital with a slight horror tone. And I do mean slight, because Silent Hill Ascension feels like it's made for like preteens. It's not scary. The tone of it is not mature. It feels like it's a game that they want to try to get kids' money off of, and they've turned it into a kids' thing. It's the biggest shit show of Silent Hill that we've seen yet. And we've seen big shit shows. We've seen Book of Memories? The Vita dungeon crawler? That's better than Ascension. You know why? Because as shitty as that is, it's at least fun for a while. Ascension just sucks. When you get to the game, because there is a game element, it is the most stupid fucking game I've ever seen. Nothing you do impacts the actual game. You're watching a pre-recorded cutscene, and it's asking you to do like a bunch of quick actions. Whether you get the quick actions or not, the same shit happens. It just gives you a rate. Oh, you did that quick action good. You did that quick action bad. But what you do for that quick action barely matters because everybody else is also doing it, and it takes the grand total sum of everybody's quick action to determine if you failed or passed the event, which is stupid. It's really, really dumb. Speaking of really dumb, the way that you vote in that game, you have to use what they call IP points, influence points. You are given influence points, little bits, little crumbs of influence points every day you watch the video. You get just enough influence points, maybe a little bit more. I think if you watch it during the live, you get a little bonus to make your choices, and it costs 200 points per choice. But here's the catch, and here's where the money comes in, because I did mention it was a free game, right? They're doing mobile strategies where they're trying to get people to buy influence points so they can be more influential. You can try to rally the chat with your influence points so they pick one of your 3 choices. It's 3 choices. It's not like there's 20 and you got to try to rally people to pick the right one. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting your shit anyway. Who cares? But they want you to buy these points so you can try to make a big impact. You know how many damn points you would have to buy to make a single impact on something when there's thousands, if not that first night, millions of people watching? You could spend a metric fuck ton of money on that game and still not have enough influence points to be the person that makes the sway between one choice or another. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. And speaking of, on one last thing, then I'm going to read chat here because I've been just on the rant here. I want you guys to see this shit. This, can't see it too well because I'm a little in the way here, a little bit there. 1999 Founders Pack. They're also trying to sell you shit to make money. But there's something on this page that is the most irritating shit to me as a fan of Silent Hill and a person that respects Silent Hill, the universe the original Team Silent made. It bothers the fuck out of me. And it's this. They're selling a sticker pack. In the sticker pack, oh look, you get the dog. It's like, okay, a dog in a UFO. That's kind of funny. The dog's the alien, whatever. You get jewel icons from the series, fine. You get bread, Silent Hill 3 reference, okay. I can't even tell what that is. Looks like a blockhead with arms. Not sure. You get this guy's face for some reason, I guess. And you get this sticker. This really disrespectful fucking sticker. You know, I don't think anything in this game has irritated me more than this fucking sticker. It's like they don't understand Silent Hill, and they don't understand that the fans understand Silent Hill. Do you know how fucked up Silent Hill is? It's not like it's a game for kids. It's not like you're like, oh, that was a cute thing. Or, oh, ha ha ha, trauma. Their trauma is so funny. You have some serious fucking shit happen in these games that is meant to be taken seriously and has been written, at least in the first 4 games, as tastefully as fucking possible for a horror game. Do you think it would be funny if this was Silent Hill 2 and you have James on there? Oh, James killed his wife. It's trauma. He killed his wife. Smothered her to death with a pillow. You think it would be funny to see Angela on there with what happened to her as a child, and everybody's posting in chat during the reveal, it's trauma. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is with, like, they don't understand Silent Hill at all. They don't get the franchise. They don't know what they're doing. It's a huge money grab. This is the biggest bunch of bullshit we could have possibly expected out of this. Like, seriously, this is complete trash. If you're still watching it, just stop. Like, do what you want to do, but we have to, as a whole, as a community, stop this bullshit before it goes any further. Now, I hope no other devs will take this garbage and say that this bullshit is actually canon. I hope that with future games, any dev won't look at this and be like, oh, well, that happened to them and this happened to them, so this is canon. Look at those creatures. This is canon. I hope not. But devs in the Silent Hill world have been really stupid about it. I mean, look what they did taking the Silent Hill movies as canon when they were as far from canon in many respects as possible. This shit's gotta stop. I'm so irritated with this game. It's a disgrace to Silent Hill. It's disrespectful to the seriousness of the topics and the gameplay. It's just bad. And they should be ashamed of themselves for making this game. I'm sure they're not. And I feel bad, frankly, for anybody who was involved in this and actually did a good job. Because there is just so much bad about it that you would have to really question if you should put it on your resume. Like, it's pretty awful. Let's catch up on chat. I really went off on that for a minute here. I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated with this crap. All right, let me scroll up here because I know it's been a minute. Ascension to the sewers. Yeah, the only thing that they've ascended to in this is new levels of shit. I have a question. You just got the Evil Within 1 and 2. Is it worth playing? Yes, absolutely. Evil Within 1 was great, minus 2 chapters before the last chapter. It got really actiony during those two. Kind of lost the vibe a bit. But then the last chapter comes back and pulls it together. But great game. And then the second one is good. It's very different than the first one. But if you just give it a chance and you're not expecting really more of the exact same tone of the first game, kind of think of the second game almost as its own thing, and you'll have a really good time with it. Saw your tweet about it, but I'm anxious to hear more. So bad. Oh man. Broken day one. You know, I heard they killed the chat. They had a chat going and people were spamming a bunch of shit in chat because, hey, you open a public chat to everybody on the internet, you're gonna get some shit in there you don't want to see. And instead of actually having some decent moderation in there, they just killed the chat. Who knows if they'll bring it back? Core portion of the game is now gone. But to be fair, the chat was horrible anyway. When I was in there that first day, watching the chat, it's like one of those Twitch streams, and I know we've all been in them, where the chat is moving like 1,000,000 miles an hour. So it doesn't even matter if you say anything, because nobody is seeing it anyway. It was like that. It was absolutely like that. Curry said, hold on, patience, story and plot will get... But they just need to stop. Nobody cares about it. It's so bad. Story and plot will get better. Curry, the Ascension is horrible. Another cash grab microtransaction piece of shit. Yup. It's not actually taking place in Silent Hill 2. It's so shitty. Grapes aside, the first movie was made well. The first movie is good. It's just... It's a good horror movie. It's a bad Silent Hill movie. That's just what it is. Watch the recap and playthrough of Night 3. You don't think it's gotten any better. It also doesn't seem like they take your input. The first night everyone said complete the ritual. Well, she didn't complete it. She backed away, effectively running away. which is not what was voted for. No shit, huh? You know, I really wondered how they were going to do that, because they said an interesting comment early on in this that, oh, we think we know what people are going to vote for. We're pretty sure how it's going to go. Makes me really wonder if they already have everything written out. Like, do you know how really hard it would be? I mean, granted, this is shitty, right? Like, the animations, not necessarily the texturing on people, but the animations themselves are shit. Everything's kind of thrown together, so it wouldn't be like the hardest thing in the world, but it also wouldn't be ideal that they have to go through and re-render shit every week based on people's changes. Like, last minute, oh, people voted for this, shit, we got to adjust it. I highly doubt that. They probably already have everything written exactly how they want it based on how they think people are going to vote. And they're just like, you know, fuck it. Like, the whole voting is probably just a ploy. Maybe some of the stuff will matter, but I guarantee you some of the shit, much like what you just said, Gochu, isn't gonna fucking matter. It's a scam. The whole thing of Silent Hill Ascension, it's a big scam. Through and through. The metrics don't work right, like it's broken. The biggest, well, is essentially run the choice. You know, it's hard to even say that too, because there's so many people watching, and the amount of money you would have to pay for points. I don't even know if a single person could be impactful or realistically sway it either way. You know, it's bad when Suit Defends Book of Shit. It's so bad. Here, let me scroll back up a bit, because a couple people came in. I'm missing people. Yoshio, welcome on in. How you doing today? Mr. Welcome on in. How you doing today? Magnus, welcome on in. How's it going? Oh, that trash. It's a nice reference to Silent Hill games. I'll give him that. But visually, it all looks like Homecoming, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, it does. With the environments and monster design. They thought he smothered his wife to death. Hilarious. Word, very disrespectful. Those stickers are cartoonish. Yep. Worried Bloober Los Angeles special with their track record of handling women like in the media. I don't know. You know, it's really unfair to Bloober. Like, now granted, now hold on just 1 second here, actually. One quick second here. Okay. So, you know, it's kind of unfair to Bloober for this game because, you know, we don't know what Bloober is going to do. Bloober could be doing something great, right? Bloober could be doing something really, really good, and maybe we're going to be pleasantly surprised with what they do. But Silent Hill Ascension has just been so shitty that it's left a much bigger mark on Silent Hill. Yeah, I don't know if that lowers the bar or raises the bar for Bloober, but either way, it's honestly not good. Like, this game has made the view of Silent Hill significantly worse. Remove your hands from, don't expect anything good anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, one of your coworkers, Authors Red Magazine, did the music for this. He's a legend in the scene, but was hoping this might open to his content. Yeah, I saw an interview. I think we may have watched it on stream with the guy who did the music for this, and he seems like he's, you know, decent. Like, I don't know too much about his overall catalog, but he seems like he's, you know, a decent composer, and I didn't have any gripes with the music in the game. You know, I thought it was fine. But because this is so shit, not only are a lot of people now not going to hear his work, but they're going to have negative associations with it. And that's really unfair to him. I mean, the same thing goes to some of like the visual artists on this. Like, some of the monster design in this has actually been okay. You know, not horrible monster design. And maybe not the best because they're using an older looking renderer for this, to the point earlier of it kind of looking somewhere between Dead by Daylight and Homecoming, Silent Hill Homecoming. But the writing, the voice acting, just the overall story is just so bad that it's bringing everybody in this project down with them. I really hope there's a mass exodus with opportunities for them. I don't want them to like be forced out and then they don't have jobs, right? Like, I know people got to make a living, but holy shit, I hope the people who actually did good work on this, and there are some, can get the fuck out and get jobs other places before this thing just implodes on itself. They brought the check back, made it emote only. Great. It's so useful. Rally people with your emotes. Oh, Tinjing, yeah, I'm so excited. We're going to be getting into Alan Wake in just a moment. You get better, but the infrastructure-based shit. You can't fix the influence of TX. Live service model, actual fucking seasons in it. We thought Book of Memories was the bottom. Yeah, this is the new bottom. They've ascended to a new bottom. For 5 hours ago, she passed out. So you're letting her rest and chill here. Nice, dude. I hope you guys have a good visit. Have a really good time. With all the multiple Silent Hill projects Konami has in store for us, why would they give this the green light? Because they're not monitoring it. That's, you know, we've seen that with Konami, that they don't check the work. They don't care, frankly. They care about money. If you got the money, they'll license you the IP, and that's all they care about. They probably don't give two shits that this thing is tanking and it's a steaming load. Like, they don't care. They got paid. That's all they care about. The new Silent Hill, I can't remember what it is. Silent Hill F, I think. Could be shit. Maybe it'll be good. I want to be hopeful it'll be playable and decent. But it could be shit. Konami doesn't care. They're getting paid. Same thing with Bluebird. They don't give a fuck. As long as they get their money, that's all they care about. I mean, Silent Hill being a slot machine kind of says it all. Oh, man. So irritated. On one other note here, Silent Hill related. Silent Hill on the Google Play Store. Out of 8,082, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Out of 8.82 thousand reviews, so close to 9,000 reviews on the Google Play Store, Silent Hill Ascension has an astounding 1.4. 1.4. Holy shit. That is awful. 1.4. I think it's slightly higher on the Apple App Store. I heard that they were soliciting reviews. I don't know if that's true, but last time I checked on the Apple App Store, it was like a 2.2. So a little higher, but still very low. You know, at one point, the team Silent Hill Ascension on Twitter came out and they're like, "Congratulations, team, we made it to #1 on the top free games list in the Apple App Store." And I'm like, really? And I looked, and it was 13th. 13th place, not 1. 13. 24 hours later, it dropped, exactly 24 hours later, it dropped from 13th to 84. And another 24 hours after that, so 48 hours after launch, it is not even on the top 200 list anymore. I don't know where it places, but it's no longer even on the top 200 game list on the Apple App Store. It's gone. What a steaming pile of crap.